morning, everybody. How you doing? Sean Lutz coming to you from outside my studio here in Dallas, Texas. Today is December 17th, 2025. This is going to be episode number 29 from See the Light Sports, Detroit Red Wings NHL update. Let's just jump right into it, folks. It's kind of what we do. Anyway, last night we had the pesky New York Islanders roll into Little Caesars Arena to square off against the Detroit Red Wings, fresh off a lengthy 6-game road trip, a successful one at that. But nonetheless, let's just jump right into the game. I'm going to make this a quick one. I got a lot of stuff I need to do today, and we got another game tonight, so let's just move on. But right off the bat, into the first period here, at the 4:27 mark, you don't want to get off to these kind of starts at home, but especially being gone for so long, they're trying to please the crowd. But at the 4:27 mark, we had Hanneman from New York get on the Islanders get on the board early, giving the Islanders an early lead at 1-0 at the 4:27 mark of the first period. We were a little bit slow started, but we really had some good opportunities. We had some good looks. We found our legs, but we just couldn't find the back of the net. Nonetheless, at the end of one, it was 1-0 New York Islanders. So moving on into the second period, it was still 1-0, and it remained that for the entire period. The Wings played good. We had a lot of good looks. A lot of good opportunities, a lot of good scoring chances, and then a lot of just opportunities. We just missed the net and entirely missed the net. And then, we always run into a hot net miner. It never fails, but the entire period went that way. We played some pretty good hockey. The Islander team, man, they are scary. They make mistakes, but they recover quickly when they do. So if they do make a mistake, you got to make them pay. And we weren't making them pay for some reason, but they were making them. But nonetheless, yeah, after two periods, it's still 1-0 New York Islanders. And, we want to give that the Little Caesars crowd something to cheer about here. And, we're getting opportunities and looks. We're just not getting up and hit the back of the net yet. But anyway, let's go on into the third period here where ASP, here we get the crowd going at the 2:03 mark. Early comes down on the right-hand side there, and he just roofs it, man. Top shelf, man. Nice shot for ASP. Evens it up at 1, gives the crowd at the Detroit Little Caesars Arena something to cheer about, get the home crowd back into it. And then moving right along here, just a couple minutes later at the 3:55 mark, Alex DeBrincat, bam! He gets on the board, gives Detroit the first lead of the night, making our comeback here for the home crowd. 2-1 Detroit lead here, early in the third period. It was a good third period. it was a lot of good play going back and forth. We made mistakes. Our special teams looked pretty decently. And speaking of which, that goal that DeBrincat was a power play goal, and that's great for our special teams play. But nonetheless, going on into the third period, we're seeing if the Wings could hold on here. But these Islanders, they're pesky. They're going to come. They're going to bring it, and they did. At the 11:26 mark, Mayfield evens it up at 2 apiece. Mayfield hasn't scored, I think, in something like 37 games. This is his first goal of the year. Figures it comes against Detroit. Anyway, that's kind of stalls our comeback here at 2. At the third period, and knotted up at 2 apiece. Play goes onward, and we had plenty of good opportunities, plenty of good looks. We just couldn't convert until the 17:43 mark with another goal here by who? Alex DeBrincat nets his 20th goal of the season, folks, giving the Detroit a 3-2 lead at the 17:43 mark of the third period. Man, that crowd was amped up now, folks, and it's getting tight. But Bammo on that one, man. Bammo. 3-2 lead for the Detroit Red Wings, and also note that was the third assist for Lucas Raymond. He's in the action on all three of Detroit goals here. And what we used to say, and you don't see people call him that much anymore, but when I played, 3 goals was a hat trick. If you got 3 assists, that's a playmaker. If you got a fight, a goal, and assist, that's a Gordie Howe hat trick. But nonetheless, at the 1743 mark, Detroit up 3-2. Yeah, we were able to hang on, man. It was a little bit nerve-wracking there, but it was a great victory. We got it in regulation, and bam, Detroit starts a new winning streak at home, beating the New York Islanders with this final of 3-2 in regulation. This victory put us into first place in the Atlantic Division, which we'll discuss here when we get into the standings. But nonetheless, great victory from the Detroit Red Wings at home. We're re-racking for another game tonight. We play, who do we got? We got Utah coming in, the Utah Mammoth coming in tonight. They played also last night, but they're coming in tonight, square off against the Detroit Red Wings. This one is going to be on the TNT and HBO Max, so no Ken and Mickey. So I don't want to hear you people bitching tonight and crying. Okay, it's going to be on HBO Max and no Ken and Mickey. I'm warning you right now. So let's just move on and let's look at the action around the league. There was a lot of implications in the East, and let's just run through them real quickly. So we had Boston beat Utah, who we played tonight beat them 4-1. Toronto came from behind and beat Chicago 3-2. Philadelphia beat Montreal 4-1. Vancouver over New York Rangers 3-0. Columbus Blue Jackets over Anaheim 4-3 in overtime. Then you had Edmonton over Pittsburgh 6-4. Minnesota over Washington 5-0. Then you had San Jose over Calgary out west at 6-3, and Colorado over Seattle 5-3. And then moving on to the action for tonight, there's not a lot of hockey going on, but we do have a few games. We in addition to our game, we got LA at Florida at 7:00. Then you got Winnipeg at St. Louis, and Carolina at Nashville, and New Jersey at Las Vegas at 10:00 Eastern. Make note on St. Louis, Winnipeg at St. Louis. We got Jonathan Berrigan, who was picked up off on waivers. Who let's see if he'll make it his debut for the St. Louis Blues. I kind of liked Bergic as a kid. He just didn't work out here. He's got great vision, but sometimes just a change of scenery. He had plenty of opportunities here, but anyway, best of luck, Bergs, on that in St. Louis. But let's just move on here, folks, and take a look real quick at the standings last night. So that victory last night in regulation pulled up the Detroit Red Wings into the first place, into the Atlantic Division. There, we're on the top in first place. That's where you want to be, folks, and keep getting these wins. But let's look it out and then move it into the Eastern Conference, where we're pretty far up there. We're in second place in the Eastern Conference, first in Atlantic, second in Eastern Conference, and then just to make note in the entire league, we're seventh place in the entire NHL, 32 teams. It's looking good at this point in December, mid-December here. And towards the end of the year, if we can wrap it up and then get a few more victories here and see where we stand. But that's that for the standings. And then make note on the special teams play that we had last night, that power play goal that DeBrincat got us, and how important the special teams play. So let's just pull those up here. So here's our PPU, where we're sitting ninth. And as I mentioned a couple times previously, your special teams, if you can get these in the middle of the pack or in the top 10, they're going to get you wins and points. and it's going to help you out towards the end of the season if you're battling for a wild card slot. And if you look at like teams like the New York Islanders, those are the teams we're going to be battling here if we don't take care of business during the regular season play. But there you can see our power play is in ninth, and then moving on to the PKU. This is where we need to really pick it up here and tighten up the pace here. I'd like to see this lifted up, but you can see we're down into when I pulled this, it was a little late last night, so it might have moved up a notch or two, but nonetheless, in the PK, Detroit's down there and past the midpoint, and it's like 18th down there. We want to get that up. I'd like to see that get up into the top 10 as well. We're at 9 with the power play. And I think we always get plenty of good looks, and then it's unfortunate that we got Patrick Kane, who was just starting to get his scoring touch back, get re-injured, but nonetheless, it is what it is. But we want to get these numbers up. But if we got to moving on just for tonight's game, I'm going to wrap this up, folks, because I got stuff to do. But for tonight's game, we can't take these guys lightly because we played last night. They played last night as well. So these are the kind of games that we need to win. Okay, I know they're not as a good team as us. They're not going to be in the mix, but you know what? It's 2 points. It's a regulation win that we need, and these are what we got to take care of. And let's see if we can do it, and then keep our winning streak going here, and then wrap up this year. It's looking good. Also, make note at the holiday season, you're going to have the World Junior starting up on the 26th. They are in North America this year in Minnesota, so that's going to be good. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. I want to say thanks for tuning in. Be nice, be kind to each other, see the light, and I'll catch you on the next one.